Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 3, definitely isn't an elegant name. It's a blunderbuss burst of buzzwords and branding that sounds like it was put together by a disinterested legal department via email. It is, however, a decent game, albeit one that isn't exactly dazzlingly different to the equally decent pair of Supercross games Milestone already released in 2019 and 2018. It's very much another lap on the same rutted course. Following in the wake of its four-wheeled peers carving out yearly cadences that deliver authentic, licensed motorsport experiences like F1 and WRC, Supercross 3 is an earnest and competent crack at capturing the atmosphere of the motorbikes, America, and Monster Energy-fueled tone of the AMA Supercross Championship. Somewhere, somehow, Norman Reedus' trousers are tingling. Hey, if travelling all over the United States trying not to fall over sounds appealing to you, but you don't have the patience for Death Stranding, maybe this is more your speed. The fast pace and sense of speed is actually one of Supercross 3's best assets, and I admire its ability to make even modest velocities seem blistering and dangerous in a cramped stadium-style circuits, shoulder to shoulder with up to 24 other riders. There's something about how the ground whips by and riders' clothing furiously flaps on their backs as the competitors slice through the air that really sells this. Of course, returning fans will know this minor graphical flourish has been a feature of Milestone Supercross games since the franchise debuted in 2018, and it's one of many that go all the way down to the same range of butt patches. I don't know, man, I'm pretty sure this one will get me put on a watch list. That said, there are some differences here that distinguish Supercross 3 from Supercross 2 beyond the token changes to the HUD. First and foremost is the tweaked bike handling. Bikes feel more connected to the ground than in previous editions, which had a bit of a floaty feel to the back wheel, but the difference doesn't seem hugely staggering. Racing remains fairly accessible because there are still two handling settings, standard and realistic. Standard dulls the sense of side-to-side inertia a bit and realistic challenges you to take control of weight shifting, but there isn't a massive gulf between the two. But like the past two games, regardless of the handling mode, it's hard to ever quite know what will cause a bail. It's pretty forgiving if you mess up a rhythm section and case a jump or 3 or 4, but the barest brush of a trackside tough block is still regularly enough to send you cartwheeling into oblivion. Try to scrub a jump too late and you may also find yourself pitching into weird mid-air twists that seem to unleash a ferocious fart in the face of physics. There are rewards for not using rewinds, but I don't earn them much. It doesn't help that the tutorial can barely be classified as such. It tells players how to start, and then just lists the buttons on screen while a race unfolds, without any further instructions on how to do anything else. A basic history with motocross games is probably enough to be able to pick up Supercross 3, keep yourself pointed in the right direction, and accidentally teach yourself how to seat bounce, but it seems odd it doesn't really make much of an effort to teach players the real nuances of its bike handling dynamics. I've wrung plenty of fun out of Supercross 3 since coming to grips with the handling, however. Nailing a perfect hole shot in the frantic blitz to the first corner or skipping over a series of whoops without losing momentum is super satisfying. You've just got to work for it. The 450s are my highlight and easily the most fun to ride. The increased power allows you to step out the rear, turn harder, and jump further. The other notable new features are that you can now join official teams in career mode, and for the first time in the series, you can play as female riders. They don't look any better than the blokes, who aren't exactly up to 2020 standards, but it's good to finally recognise that women can, in fact, ride bikes. Deceptively technical and tricky to master, Monster Energy Supercross 3 is a modest but solid two-wheeled racer with good atmosphere and a great sense of speed. However, the fact the previous two were largely just as good makes it harder to get the heart rate up again, whether exceeding the maximum safe daily dose of Monster or not. For more Monster Energy, check out our review of Death Stranding. For everything else, stick with IGN.